Hi guys, and welcome to another video on the 89 Classic Mini. I think where I left you last, I'd finished or pretty much welded the seat bench area in. I've just finished it off now, sort of in my spare time in the evenings, 20 minutes here and there. So basically I've welded the seat bench to the door bins now. Again, plug welded, stitch welded. I'm going to go over that the whole car. I'm a bit of a fan of it. Yes, it's not factory, but I find it strong. So everything's going to get covered in seam sealer, and then you're never going to see it again. The interior is all over it. So flip around now, and I'll show you where we've got to with that. Our next point of call is going to be seam sealing the seat bench area and all around the joints and the floor. We're going to get, like mentioned last time, and I mentioned in the Clubman build, the 89 is sort of going to sit for a month or so now. So I don't want the damp getting into it. My garage leaks. Like most of you guys out here, you do what you can do. So I really don't want anything getting in the joints and ruin all the hard work I've sort of put into it over the last 6 months. So that being said and done, I'm going to get some seam sealer out. I basically use this, which is just a UPOL Seam sealer. It's brushable. You can, if you've got a rubber glove on, you can sort of use your fingers to get it right into the grooves. You can make it look quite decent. What I might do around the floors is get some masking tape out and try and give it a bit of a better look. But I'm not going for a concourse finish with this car. As long as the underside looks really nice and the top coat looks really good, I just want everything else to be good, solid and protected for the future, because my other half will use this car. It's going to be no trailer queen. It's not going to get put on the back of a car taken to shows. It's going to be used. It'll probably be one of our primary minis. Like the sidewalk is probably our primary mini. It'll probably get used quite a bit. So plan for the future. So I'll get set up now and I'll run you through the seam sealer and my method of putting it in. And yeah, let's crack on. And then unfortunately, apart from some odd jobs, it'll be going a bit quiet on the 89 build, but we've got the Clubman, so don't stress. Right, so in the last video you saw me plug welded all this, and it looks a bit messy, I will admit. It's covered in wet paint at the moment, so it doesn't make it any better. But it's seam sealed and stitch welded and plug welded. So we've got that support in there as well, that's done. And it is time now to try and get some seam sealer on these floors, ready for the winter. So, right, that's my next point of call. Right, so here's the seam sealer. Got myself a new brush, and it's basically like a paste. A lot of people prefer to use Tiger Seal, stuff like that, and I have used that in the past, but I've got this on the shelf. I've used it on all my other cars, and I think it's a lot thicker. You can really get it in places, and like, I think it's really good. Anything from UPOL I find pretty decent, so we're gonna get on with that now. So I'll stick you on a time lapse, and we'll work our way around the car. Right, so that's the front half of the floors seam sealed up. You'll see up there's already like a brushed seam that was factory. So you can see I've sort of trying to blend it a little bit. I know it's not going to look factory, but I've sort of tried to join it back up to where the seam sealer was. I've just rubbed with my finger a little bit where I've done those welds for the plugs, where I've blanked those off, done those there as well. But yeah, once there's paint over it, the aim of the game is to protect this car, so yeah. Might not look too pretty at the moment, but once you've got all your paint on there, your sound deadening on there, your carpet, I'm going for sort of strong and as best as I can get it strength wise at the end of the day. So I've got more sealant and I'm going to continue to go back there now and do all that. So catch you in a bit. Right, that's just a short video. Everything I can get to really, I've seam sealed. I've done all the rear seat bench, which I'll spin you around and show you now, and I've done all around the floors. Like I say, this project is going to get a bit slower over the winter because the next load of panels we need are it's more expense. So it's that time of the year where you can't prioritise your cars, unfortunately. But that being said, if you're following my other build, my Mini Clubman, and we have got some stuff for you coming over the winter, there's plenty more to come. So where we're at to now with this car, the next job to be done. I need to finish the welding in the boot, but I've opted to do that once I've got the rear panel off because I just think access is a bit easier. I've got some measurements to put the fuel tank strap back in, the bracket that the strap goes onto, sorry. So I've got that to do. I've got an arch repair to do still, which I can do from the inside of the boot once that back panel's off. So I think I've got a good few days just in the boot area before putting the back panel on. That being said, going to the back panel, we got that to buy, the valance and 2 closers. So you're looking at nearly £400 there. So yeah, we are going to have to sit back and save. I've got the 2 rear quarters to repair. I have got the lower rear quarter repair panels, which I want to try and use. So I'm going to joggle the tops. I've watched a few other videos of some of you guys on here and some forums I've read up on. And I think the easiest way to do it is to joggle it to sort of spread the heat a little bit. When I come to do those, what I'll try and do is I'll probably try and get them to both fit. Then I'll pull my airline out and I'll weld it with the airline behind it so nothing gets too hot. But before I can do those, and the reason why I'm not doing those now, I need the rear companion bin closing panels. Now they're not they don't come with the floor. They're like a rectangular strip with a flick at each end. Basically, they stop anything falling into where your subframe mounts to in the door bin. We need to try and get those. I've got the other closer panels, but we need to get them as well. So I don't want to start cutting up the rear quarters any more than they already are until we've got those in place. So that being said, back panels next really. But the small jobs we can get on with, I can try and make some repair sections for the rear door bins. I had to cut the bottoms of them away, so I can have a go at doing that. I've got the roof repairs to do, and I have got the wings to sort out at the front, sort of in preparation to do skull and front end. So, and a shock mount to repair. So there's loads to come. So it's not being parked completely, but big panel wise, I will apologise. We're not going to be fitting any big panels for the next good few weeks. So I'll spin you around and I'll show you where we're at to seam sealing wise, and then I'll show you the board that we've managed to get to try and be a bit organised really. Right, so I'll leave you with the floors, all seam sealed. I've done all along the back there as well. I've also done underneath as well. So that's where we are with that. So quite chuffed, at least it's all covered up now. And it looks a lot nicer. It doesn't look very good until it's got paint on it, but there's going to be some beautiful night fire red paint on there eventually. So that's that. Going on from that, we've got the board. So I've had to split it. So we've got the Budget Clubman and we've got the 89 build. So finished boot floor, we can't do that yet until the back panel's off. That's the bracket I've just spoke about. Door bins, I can do that. Shock mount, I can do that. And clean the wings back. So those lower 3 things, we can crack on with doing that. Panel wise, I need to add a little bit in here of what we already need, and I've already spoke about that. When I took the rear strap off for the fuel tank, I made a little note of where everything went. So the strap I'm talking about is this little thing here. So basically that sits, if I remember correctly, light's not very good, but either that way or that way, but my measurements are telling me I'm pretty sure it's like that in the boot. So, but that's what this is up here for. So yeah, we'll go with that. I'll work out how I'm going to fit that. If not, I've got the Clubman for reference. So I thank you again for watching, guys. Appreciate this wasn't particularly a fun video. We're at that point now where there's a tedious little jobs to do before building up for another big job, like I mentioned. But we'll crack on. I'll keep you updated with the 89. If any parts arrive, I'll update you guys. We've got this board now behind me for both cars, and we'll go from there with that. If there's anything you want to know, anything you want to suggest, give me a shout in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. There's loads to come, not just restorations over the winter. We've got a few cars to bring to the channel. I can hope I can make that possible for you guys. There's going to be some fun in the mud, so I'll leave you with that one, with one of the cars. So yeah, plenty plans, loads to do, and no time to do it. But I'll do my best for you guys. Right, onwards and upwards, saving for this car, on with the Clubman. Catch you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.